WrestleBeards, we got all your wrestling gear. WrestleBeards, woo! Hairy man with dirty beards. WrestleBeards, worldwide.
Welcome to WrestleBeards Worldwide. I'm Shrek the Wreck, your two-time WrestleBeards predictions champion. We all know that Luke is not the best at predicting these days, and his reign was a fluke, short-lived, and never to be repeated. So I'll just get this one off because, don't want it to get in the way of me basking in all the glory. We are here today to talk about Survivor Series War Games. You'll see that this is in a different format today. We've had to cut and paste basically our predictions in because we haven't been able to sync up. I've been ridiculously ill the last few weeks with COVID, and I'm still paying for that with the aftermath. I'm not doing too well, but nonetheless, the show must go on. So Luke has recorded his predictions. I've had a look through, had a little snicker, and now I've come up with my own. So good luck, Luke, and you'll need it. We'll start off with you, Luke. What have you got for us?
Hi, this is Luke from WrestleBeards Worldwide, and I'm here to go through my predictions for WWE Survivor Series War Games. So, the first match that I'm going to be reviewing is the Bloodline versus the Brawling Brutes, made up of Sheamus, Butch, and Ridge Holland, along with Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens. Whilst I think this is going to be a good back and forth, I actually think that the Brawling Brutes are going to win, and I think that Drew McIntyre is going to win by pinfall for the Brawling Brutes in War Games. I think there's going to be something that happens with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, some kind of, I don't know, maybe allegiance, but that's what I'm going for. So the Brawling Brutes, Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens to win by pinfall.
Well, that wasn't a bad pick, my friend. That's the big match that I'm mostly looking forward to. I think War Games on the big stage with the main players is going to be something else. I too think that the Brawling Brutes are going to take this one down. So nothing fancy or shocking the system on our first pick, and I do believe it will be via pinfall. I think that it's just, the right time to get a little victory over the Bloodline without putting any of Roman's titles at risk. Basically, that's what this will be for. It'll be part of the build-up to potentially WrestleMania. Obviously, with Royal Rumble not too far around the corner, they've got to start building the storylines, this far out. And I do believe that there's going to be some foul play involved. I don't think Sami's going to turn on the Bloodline, essentially, but it will have a part to play in the outcome of the match. Some kind of Sami, Kevin Owens interaction / friction / friendship. But I do believe that, yes, the Brawling Brutes, McIntyre and KO are going to take this one down via pinfall. What do you got for us next, Luke?
Next up on the list, we've got the second War Games match between Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Michin, and Becky Lynch versus Bayley, Dakota Kai, Io Sky, Nikki Cross, and Rhea Ripley. This one, on Becky Lynch's return, I am going for Team Belair to go over here, and I'm going to go for a pinfall. I'm thinking perhaps a big spot. Bianca Belair maybe a KOD from the top of the War Games cage through a table or something. Pinfall to win, and the Belair train continues on.
Okay, well, we might have a point of contention here because I think that the bad girls, Damage Control and Nikki Cross and Rhea Ripley, are going to take this one down. I think they are on fire. I think that they need a bit of heat behind them. I think that the other team is kind of a throw-together team that doesn't really make sense. I don't understand the Alexa Bliss stuff. I believe she's on to bigger pastures soon, essentially with The Fiend probably coming, into her world again soon. They've had a few teasers of that over the last few weeks. There's a mystery opponent, which I think you were too soon to call it as Becky Lynch. Perhaps it is, does make sense. I think it's going to be Charlotte Flair coming back as a good girl. That's what I think. But I don't think they're going to take it down. They don't seem like a cohesive team really on paper. And I'd like to see Bayley and Damage Control plus her other cronies take it down anyway. So there we have it. What do you got for us next?
Next up in my predictions, the SmackDown Women's Championship between Ronda Rousey and Shotzi Blackheart. Now, in this, I think this is going to be a bit of a squash match. I think they're building to Rousey versus Baszler. I can see this coming to a head, this allegiance that they've got, this alliance. And I think Ronda retains. And I'm going to go Ronda Rousey victory by submission.
Okay, so the SmackDown Women's title, it seems like this is a bit of a given who's going to win. I don't think Rousey's going to drop the title. I do like Shotzi / Blackheart. I think she's got a cool gimmick. I like her, in the tank coming out. I like her desire. I like her gumption. However, I don't think she's going to take this one down. I think she's part of the bigger cog of the storyline of Shayna versus Rousey, like you said, Luke, in the future. But I don't think that's going to happen until WrestleMania. So, yeah, basically, Rousey's going to make her tap, tap, tap and retain the belt. What have you got for us for your fourth pick?
Following on from that, I'm going for Finn Balor versus AJ Styles in a straight-up singles match. This one is a bit tricky. Both men could do with the win here. I think AJ Styles could possibly do with it a little bit more. However, I'm going for an AJ Styles win by pinfall, and the fact being that Rhea Ripley will not be at ringside. She seems to be the ace in the deck when it comes to the Judgment Day. And so I'm going for an AJ Styles win here.
Okay, this is probably the hardest one for me. Balor versus AJ Styles. I do think they should have done something like a traditional Survivor Series match potentially for this match rather than a one-on-one. They could have had the OC versus the Judgment Day. There's been, a lot of build behind this feud. They talked up how they couldn't combat Rhea Ripley's part to play in Judgment Day, so they brought in Michin / Mia Yim. I think she's been renamed as Mia Yim again. And then they just made a one-on-one match randomly out of the blue and put Rhea into the Women's War Games match and Mia into the other team. So it didn't really make sense to me why they just didn't have a War Games match with these guys or a traditional Survivor Series match. You went with Styles. Let's mix it up. I'm going to go with Balor. I think Balor's going to take this one down. I don't know why. This could be a very silly decision. But Balor to win via pinfall and the Judgment Day to stand high at the end of that match. That's a tricky one, my friend. Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite me in the butt. What have you got for the fifth pick?
And last but not least, we've got Seth Rollins versus Bobby Lashley versus Austin Theory. In a three-way triple threat match for the WWE United States Championship. I'm going to go for a Rollins win. I don't think it's been long enough for him to have the title. If not a Rollins win, then it's going to be Theory. Lashley, I don't think, will win. He'll probably sort of clean up and be a bit of a powerhouse, but in the end, won't have the stuff that it takes to win. So I'm going for a Seth Rollins retain, curb stomp, victory, pinfall.
All right, well, this is another tricky one. Three-way involving three very, interesting players. We've got the champ, Seth Rollins, defending his United States Championship against former champions in their own rights, Bobby Lashley and Austin Theory. Now, Bobby's recently turned heel. He's running amok. I like his style as a big guy heel. I think he's better than a babyface. I think he's very menacing. We've got Theory, who did the dumbest thing ever and cashed in his Money in the Bank contract on Seth Rollins, who was only the United States champion, which did not make sense, and then didn't even come through with the goods. And of course, the man Seth Rollins, who, is he a heel? Is he a face? He's very popular nonetheless. And he's only had the belt for a very short time. So it's a really hard one. I'm probably leaning the way of, let's go with Rollins to retain. Yeah, it's the boring choice, but I think it's the sensible choice. I think Rollins could do a bit more with the belt, a few more defenses on Monday Night Raw. I think the one who's eventually going to take it from him is Mustafa Ali at some point. I think they're building him as the plucky underdog who has to come from, the ashes and turn shit into gold, basically. I think he's going to take it down eventually. So that's just me thinking long-term booking. Rollins to retain via pinfall.
So, all in all, I'm going for the Brawling Brutes to win by pinfall. And I'm going for Bianca Belair and her team to win by pinfall. I'm going for Ronda Rousey to win by submission. I'm then going for AJ Styles without the help from Rhea Ripley at ringside for Balor. I'm going for an AJ Styles win, and then Seth Rollins to retain in a triple threat match. That's it for my predictions, and catch you all soon. Cheers.
So there we have it. Only 5 matches announced. We are doing this prior to SmackDown. There could be more matches announced on that SmackDown, surely, but also keeping in mind that War Games matches are particularly long. I am looking forward to this one. I've got high hopes. Normally, Survivor Series does not do it for me, so pretty excited for this one, and pretty happy to retain my belt and have a little laugh at Luke's expense once again. We'll try and get back on board with having a few podcasts and so forth soon. I'm expecting a big shipment for Black Friday and also some figurines that are coming my way soon, so I'll be doing some unboxing videos of those. And just basically we will probably do more in the new year. At the moment, there's a bit of a lull just because I've been rather sick. But there you have it, folks. Looking forward to seeing you next time. This has been Shrek on behalf of Luke for WrestleBeards Worldwide. Peace.